Hi, Sir Amboy here, and welcome once again to my lecture series in differential equations. In the previous topic, we have learned how to solve exact differential equations, and we used the concept of partial derivatives for the test of exactness. Our topic in this episode is still related to this previous topic. It's possible to have a differential equation that is not separable, not homogeneous, and at the same time, not exact. Okay, so pwede pala yun if a differential equation is not separable, not homogeneous, and not exact, so what are we going to do? Okay, so our goal is to make the equation exact by multiplying it by a certain function which is called the integrating factor. Ayan, kaya nga ang topic natin ngayon is equations made exact by means of integrating factors. Sir, paano ba kinukuha yung integrating factor na yan? Okay, so easy ka lang ha, chill ka muna dyan. Okay, later I'll teach you how. Once we're able to make the differential equation exact with the use of that integrating factor, we can now apply the method of solution that we have learned in the previous topic, which is about exact differential equations, to obtain the general solution of this non-exact DE. Okay? So that's our goal. Gawin mong exact yung given DE by multiplying it by the integrating factor. So ngayon, matutunan natin kung paano maghanap ng integrating factor na gagamitin natin para maging exact yung given non-exact differential equation. So now, are you ready for the new topic? Let's begin. Given the first order equation, m of xy dx plus n of xy dy equals 0. Okay, so you may notice that this is the differential form of a first order DE. If this equation is not exact, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, kasi sabi ko nga, there are times when the given differential equation is not separable, not homogeneous, and at the same time not exact. Now, if that is the case, if the equation is not exact, it can be multiplied by a certain suitable function in order to make it exact. So ngayon, ang goal natin is hanapin yung function na kinakailangan nating i-multiply dun sa given DE para siya ay maging exact. And that function is called the integrating factor. So u is our integrating factor. Could be a function of x or a function of y. Now, assuming alam mo na yung integrating factor na u, di i-multiply mo na siya dito ngayon. So if I multiply the given differential equation by the integrating factor, that will make the equation exact. Ayan. So, meron na tayo ngayong ito yon. Yung m dito, m of xy, ginawa ko na lang simply as m. Minultiply ko siya ng integrating factor na u. Ganon din dito, yung n of xy, simply ginawa ko na lang n. At minultiply ko din siya ng u. Dahil na-multiply na natin siya ng integrating factor, then it means that this equation is now exact. Bakit? Kasi nga po, kapag minultiply natin ng integrating factor, ang given DE siya ay nagiging exact. We can now use the test for exactness. Dapat pag kinuha natin ang partial derivative nito, ng term na yan, yung with respect to y, it should be equal to the partial derivative of this coefficient with respect to x. Remember, this is our test for exactness. If this differential equation is exact, then it has to satisfy the test of exactness. So pag kinuha natin, once again, ang partial derivative ng with respect to y, it should be equal to the partial derivative of with respect to x. Again, because the equation is now exact. Paano nga siya naging exact? Kasi minultiply mo na siya ng integrating factor. So ngayon, ano ang goal natin? Ang goal natin is hanapin yung integrating factor na u. Para mahanap natin yon, i-evaluate natin itong expression na ito. So here we have the derivative of a product, u times the partial derivative of m with respect to y, plus m times the partial derivative of u with respect to y. Okay, so let's write it down once again. Here, if I evaluate this derivative, I will get u times the partial of m with respect to y plus m times the partial derivative of u with respect to y. Doing the same on the right-hand side of the equation, let us evaluate the partial derivative here. Here we have a product, so we will get u times the partial of n with respect to x plus n times the partial of u with respect to x. So ito na siya. So remember here, our goal is to solve for u. Our goal is to solve for u. So solvein kita kasi for u. Charot. Para magawa mo yan, pwede nating i-combine ang mga terms na may u. So I can combine this term and this term. Ito ilipat ko sa kaliwa. Because of that, magiging common factor yung u. And then, imumultiply ko siya sa partial of m with respect to y minus the partial of n with respect to x. O, di ba? Simple lang. Ang matitira naman sa kanan is ito. N times the partial of u with respect to x. Tapos ito, ilipat mo sa kabila. Minus m times the partial of u with respect to y. Ang sunod natin gagawin is to represent the partial derivatives para hindi siya mahirap isulat. Itong partial of m with respect to y, i-represent natin simply as m sub y. The partial derivative of m with respect to y, we will simply write it or express it as m sub y, my. No? Ito namang partial of n with respect to x, simply isulat na lang natin as n sub x para madaling isulat. Okay? Now, after that, anong sunod natin gagawin? So, ito, pwede ko nang palta ng my minus nx. So, mas madali na siyang isulat. Wala nang denominator. Now, the next thing to do, remember that we are trying to solve for the integrating factor u. And it is a function. It could be a function of x or it could be a function of y. First, let us assume that u is a function of x alone. So, ang mangyari dyan is, itong part na ito, magva-vanish. Bakit? Kasi nga po, kapag ang u ay function of x alone, this partial derivative will become 0. Because this is with respect to y. O, diba? Kaya ang matitira na lang is ito. And since u is a function of x alone, hindi na siya partial derivative. Ang gagamitin na natin is yung standard derivative na du over dx. So ano ang mangyayari dyan? Ito na yung makukuha natin ngayon. Yung u, kopyahin ko lang, at itong partial derivatives, gawin ko lang my at saka nx. So I have here u times my minus next. So my next equals n, kinopya ko lang to, at itong partial derivative, naging standard derivative na siya kasi nga u is a function of x alone. So now, what can you say about this differential equation? Remember that this u is a function of x alone. So this differential equation is now separable. And because it is separable, we can separate the variables. Itong u, gagawin ko lang denominator ng du. Tapos itong n, gagawin ko lang denominator nito. At itong dx, gagawin kong multiplier niya. O, diba? So, pag ginawa ko yan, ito yung makukuha ko. Du over u equals my minus next. My next. Ay, shit. Divided by n. And then multiplied by dx. So, remember, we are trying to solve for u. Kaya, ang gawin mo, i-integrate mo yan both sides. So, if we integrate this, we will get ln of u. Para naman hindi mahaba yung isusulat ko pag nag-integrate ako, since this is a function of x, sigurado ako function of x alone yan, I can simply refer to this entire term. So, itong buong my minus nx na ito, gawin ko na lang siyang simply as f of x para madali siyang isulat. So, if I integrate this, I will get ln of u. And on the right side, I will get the integral of f of x dx. Again, para hindi ko mahabang isulat yan, since yan naman ay function of x lamang, ginawa ko na lang siyang f of x. So, integrating both sides, ln of u, ito yon, integral ng du over u, is equal to the integral of this term, na ginawa ko na lang f of x, and then dx. So, pag in-integrate natin yan, kung ano man ang sagot, makukuha na natin ngayon ang integrating factor. Pero remember that the integrating factor is u. And we want to solve for u. And to get u, para makuha kita. Charot. To get u, we raise both sides of the equation to e para ma-eliminate yung ln. Diba? So now, u would be equal to e raised to this expression. E raised to the integral of f of x dx. And remember, since f or this function is purely in terms of x, yung integrating factor natin, ginawa ko ng u of x. Kasi sigurado ako, function of x siya. So, paano ba ito madaling tandaan? Sige, ganito yan. So, kung napansin mo dito, ang ginamit nating divisor ay n. Ano? Kapag ang ginagamit mong divisor ay n, remember, meron kang may at saka meron kang next. Ayan no, kapag ang divisor mo ay n, dapat ang makukuha mong integrating factor ay function of x. I repeat, kapag ang ginamit mong divisor ay n, ang makukuha mong integrating factor ay function of x. Kaya ang i-integrate mo ay f of x. Ngayon, you might ask, Sir, paano sir kung ang integrating factor ko ay hindi function ng x? Paano kung function of y siya? Sige. Alamin natin ang sagot dyan sa susunod na slide. Kinopya ko lang to kasi dito manggagaling yung ating expression for finding u. This time, we will assume that the integrating factor u is a function of y. Now, assuming that u is a function of y, what will happen to this expression? So, itong term na ito, since u is a function of y, and this is a partial derivative with respect to x, this term will now vanish. And what will be left is u times, here, I'll just express this simply as my minus itong partial of n, gawin ko lang nx, my nix. So memorable si Nix, equals negative m times, this is now in terms of u. So hindi na tayo gagamit ng partial derivative. Standard derivative na yan. Du over dy. So once again, this equation is now separable. And we can separate the variables to obtain an expression that looks like this. Du over u. Ito yun. Ginawa ko lang siyang divisor nun. Tapos, ito magiging divisor niya. So, negative of my minus nx over m. And then, mumultiplyan ko ngayon siya ng dy. Yan. So, makukuha na natin ngayon ang u. Kasi pwede na tayong mag-integrate. Remember, this is a function that is purely in terms of y. Kaya, para madali siyang isulat, gawin ko na lang itong buong ito as g of y. Kapag in-integrate ko yan both sides, ang makukuha kong sagot is ln of u equals the integral of the negative of, ayun na yun, kasi itong negative kasama naman sa buong function. So, g of y na lang. G of y dy. And finally, to solve for u, we raise again both sides of the equation to e. So, e raised to ln of u will give me u equals e raised to the integral of g of y dy. Okay, so this is now my integrating factor. Okay? Now, let us have a recap. Paano nga kumuha ng integrating factor? Simple lang. Kanina, kapag ang divisor ay n, if the divisor is n, ang nakukuha nating function ay f of x. We get f of x, and therefore, u is a function of x. Now, this time, ang naging divisor natin ay m. Yan. So, lagay natin dito. If the divisor is m, we get a certain function g of y, and therefore, u will be a function of y. Ayan. Pag ang divisor ay n, ang integrating factor mo ay function of x. Kapag naman ang divisor mo ay m, ang integrating factor mo ay function ng y. And another important thing na huwag makakalimutan, kapag ang divisor mo ay m, may negative na multiplier. Take note of this kapag ang ginamit mo na divisor ay m, nagkakaroon tayo ng negative na multiplier. So huwag kakalimutan. Once na nahanap na natin ang integrating factor, whether it's a function of x or a function of y, imumultiply mo lang siya ngayon sa given DE. So, multiply the given non-exact DE by the integrating factor IF. Pag na-multiply natin siya, we can now say that the equation is exact. So once the equation is exact, pwede mo na siyang applyan ng method of solution para sa mga exact equations na natutunan natin in the previous topic. Okay? Di ba madali lang? O sige, para matesting natin kung marunong na tayo, solve natin ang unang example. Solve the equation 2y times x squared minus y plus x dx plus the quantity x squared minus 2y dy equals 0. Halimbawa, exam ito, ano? Hindi mo alam kung ano siya. Tingnan mo, separable ba yan? Malabo kasi yan o dalawa yung plus. No? Yan ba ay homogeneous? Ito 1 plus 2, 3. Hindi siya homogeneous. Kasi iba-iba yung sum ng powers ng bawat term. Diba? Ito ba ay exact? Let us see. Kapag kinuha natin ang partial derivative, okay, ang multiplier niya, remember ay dx, so dapat with respect to y, kaya may, diba? Ito yung m natin. Kunin natin yung partial derivative niya with respect to y. Kaya may makukuha tayo for the first term, 2x squared y with respect to y. Assuming that x is a constant, meron tayo makukuhang 2x squared. And then, minus 2y squared, diba? With respect to y yan. 2y squared with respect to y is 4y minus 4y, diba? Next, 2y times x with respect to y. So, may makukuha tayong 2x na partial derivative doon. So, this is now the partial derivative of m with respect to y. Now, let's get the partial derivative of n, ito yung n, with respect to x. Remember, my nix. Yan. My nix. Diba? Anong gagawin? Kunin ang partial derivative nito with respect to x. So, we will get 2x. Ito naman, purely y. With respect to x, so magzi-zero ang partial derivative niya kasi tinitreat natin ang y as constant. So, meron na tayong dalawang partial derivatives. Ano nga yung sunod na ginagawa? Ang sunod na gagawin mo is to subtract them. Pag ma-minusin mo yung dalawang yan. My nix. Ayan, my minus nix equals kapag ka ito, minus ko ito, shit! Itong 2x at saka itong 2x magka-cancel, 'di ba? Kaya ang matitira, 2x squared minus 4y. Ang sunod na gagawin mo is to divide this either by m or by n. Sir, ano ang gagamitin kong pang-divide? Ang gagamitin mong pang-divide is natural yung magpapasimplify dun sa expression kung saan siya magiging simpler. Anong gagamitin mong pang-divide dito? It's either m, ito ba, or ito. Pansinin mo ha, meron tayo ditong n na x squared minus 2y. Tapos meron tayo ditong 2x squared minus 4y. Diba? I can express this as 2 times x squared minus 2y. So kapag itong 2 times x squared minus 2y na ito, dinivide ko ng n, no? Makakancel siya. Okay, so dito, ang gagamitin nating pang-divide ay n instead of m. Kasi pag ginamit nating pang-divide yung m, magiging komplikado yung expression, hindi siya masisimplify. That is why we will divide this, my minus next, with either m or n, whichever will give us a simpler expression. And in this case, ang divisor natin ay n. O sige, divide na natin. My minus nx over n equals. Kapag ka ito, dinivide ko nun, ang matitira sa akin ay 2. O, diba? Okay, ito na yun. Anong sunod na gagawin dyan? So, after nyan, ang sunod mong gawin, ito na ngayon yung iyong, diba kapag n, meron tayong nakukuhang f of x. No? Kasi nix. No? And dapat yung makukuha natin ay function of x. Although, constant lang siya, it's okay. Ang sunod is i-integrate mo na siya, di ba? Remember, pag alam mo na yung f of x, ang u ay equal sa e raised to the integral of f of x dx. So, yung u na yan ay equal sa e raised to 2 dx. So, that's the integral of 2 dx. So, we will get e raised to 2x. So that means, meron na tayong integrating factor. This is now my integrating factor. Gawin ko siyang u of x. Yan na yung integrating factor natin, if. Okay, anong sunod na gagawin? Yung integrating factor, imumultiply mo dun sa given para siya ay maging exact. Okay? So, eto na ngayon yung exact equation. Sulat natin ha. The exact DE is now, eto, multiply ko lang. 2y times e raised to 2x. Ito yon times, copy-paste ko na yan, x squared minus y plus x dx plus, ito din, imumultiply ko rin siya na integrating factor na e raised to 2x. So, e raised to 2x times x squared minus 2y dy equals 0. So, now exact na yan. Paano nga tayo nagsosolve ng mga exact differential equations? Ini-integrate natin both sides. Tapos, pag na-integrate, hahanapin mo yung purely x, and then hahanapin mo yung purely y, and then hahanapin mo yung common term, i-add mo lang sila, i-equate mo sa c. Diba? I-integrate natin ngayon itong unang term na ito. So, here, the variable of integration is x. Pero meron tayong e to the 2x x squared. Aba, mukhang mahirap yan. Bakit? Because that would require integration by parts. Kaya huwag muna yan ang gawin natin. Ito muna. May tuturo ako sa inyong technique na mas madali. Kung alin sa dalawa ang mas madaling ma-integrate, yun ang gawin mo. 'Di ba? So, mas mahirap itong i-integrate kasi magkakaroon tayo dito ng term na x squared e to the 2x na gumagamit ng integration by parts. So, it will take you longer para makuha yun, di ba? Kaya ito muna yung gawin mo. E to the 2x times x squared minus 2y dy siya. So, here, lahat ng x ay tinitreat natin as constant. So, i-integrate ko yun ha. The integral of x squared e to the 2x minus e to the 2x times 2y. Ayan. Mumultiply ko lang sila ng dy. So, pag in-integrate ko yan, dito ko na lang isulat ang sagot sa baba. So, remember, since here the variable of integration is y, this expression is treated as a constant kasi purely x yan. So, pag in-integrate mo, lalagyan mo lang yan ng multiplier na y. So, magiging x squared e raised to 2x times y. And then minus, ito, 2e to the 2x. So, dito, yung e to the 2x constant uli yan. So, 2e to the 2x. At yung i-integrate mo dito is yung y, which is y squared over 2. And then, plus c. Okay? Simplify natin to, makakancel siya. So, now, yung nakuha nating sagot is x squared y e raised to 2x para lang mas maganda siyang tingnan minus y squared e raised to 2x plus c. Ayan. Okay. Next, so i-integrate pa rin natin to. Ganito yan. Ang technique dyan is to get the... Kung nahihirapan ka na mag-integrate kasi nga gamit ka ng integration by parts, baka naman may mas madali. Ano ang mas madali? Ang mas madali is, halimbawa, i-let muna natin ito as f. Let this answer na nakuha natin, let this function be equal to f. Kapag ang nakuha nating partial derivative ng f with respect to x, okay? Partial derivative with respect to x ay equal dito, hindi na natin siya kailangang i-integrate. Okay? So, gawin muna natin yun ha. What is now the partial of f with respect to x? Or simply fx na lang. Pwede yun. So, partial derivative with respect to x. So, magkakaroon ako dito ng y, tapos ito, derivative ng product. So, we have x squared times 2e raised to 2x plus, ito times sa derivative niya. So, 2x times e raised to 2x. Minus, ito naman. Ano ang partial derivative niya with respect to x? So, here, y is a constant. So, magkakaroon ako ng 2y squared e raised to 2x. Ayan. So, bakit tayo kumuha ng partial derivative? Kaya natin siya kinuha ng partial derivative kasi ayaw natin mag-integrate. Kasi nga, mas mahirap or tedious mag-integration by parts. O naman ngayon, titingnan mo lang, i-compare mo yung fx, i-compare mo siya doon sa ating nakuhang m dito, no? Dun sa ating u times m. Ayan. Tapos, pag nagkataon na equal sila, hindi mo na kailangan mag-integrate. Bakit? Kasi kapag in-integrate mo siya, ang makukuha mong sagot, ito rin. Okay? So, let us see. X squared y. Ito yun. X squared y. May multiplier na 2. E to the 2x. Ayun, e to the 2x. Tapos dito, meron akong 2x e to the 2xy. Meron ba ako ditong ganyan? 2x e to the 2xy. Meron. And then, meron din akong 2y squared e to the 2x. Meron bang ganyan? Yes. Ayun, minus 2y squared e raised to 2x. So, this fx, the partial derivative of f with respect to x, is exactly equal to our term here. Diba? Ito yung exact DE, yung u multiplied by m. If that is so, kapag ito, in-integrate mo, ang makukuha mong sagot, ito rin. Kaya no need to integrate na. O, diba? At dahil hindi na natin kailangan mag-integrate, ito na yon. Kasi nga po, ulitin ko ha, kapag ito, in-integrate mo, na alam naman natin na magtatagal ka ng konti kasi may integration by parts, ang makukuha mo ring sagot ay ito. So pag yan din ang nakuha mong sagot, di natural, makukuha na natin ang general solution ng differential equation. Kopyahin mo lang siya, no? Tapos equate mo sa C, ano? So, kopyahin natin to, pero baka may common factor. May common factor ba dyan? Yes. So, here the common factor is y raised to 2x. Y raised to 2x. Okay? So, isulat ko na ngayon yung general solution ha, na naka-factor para simplified siya. Y times e raised to 2x times, dito ang matitira ay x squared. Tapos dito, ang matitira na lang is y minus y. And then, i-equate natin sa c. Okay? So, guys, this is now my general solution. O, diba? Madali lang. Okay. So, let us have a recap kung paano natin nagawa yung general solution. So, knowing that this equation is non-exact kasi hindi equal yung partial derivatives niya, ang sunod mong gagawin, pag ma-minusin ang dalawang partial derivatives, laging my next, no? My next, my minus next, okay? Tapos, i-divide mo siya either ng m or ng n, whichever will give you a simpler expression. So, in this case, ang ginamit kong pang-divide ay n. Kasi dun may magka-cancel. Ito, magka-cancel to at saka ito. Diba? Kaya nung na-divide ko na siya, makukuha ko ng integrating factor. No? So, since ang ginamit kong divisor ay n, function of x yan. Kaya e to the integral of f of x dx. Nung nakuha ko na yung aking integrating factor na purely in terms of x, minultiply ko siya sa original na given, naging exact differential equation na siya. Nung exact na siya, gagamitin natin yung known method of solution for obtaining the general solution of exact equations. Ini-integrate mo lang. So, ang tip dito, kung alin sa dalawa ang mas madaling i-integrate, yun muna ang gawin mo. In that case, mas madali itong i-integrate. Bakit? Kasi po, dito, meron tayong x squared e to the 2x and then dx. So, that would require integration by parts. Kaya inuna natin ito na mas simple. Ngayon, kung ayaw mo talagang mag-integration by parts, ang gawin mo is yung makukuha mong sagot, kukunan mo lang ng partial derivative with respect to x. Kasi nga, n yun eh. No? So, with respect to x. Pag nagkataon na exactly equal siya dito, hindi ka na mag-i-integrate ng term na ito. Kasi ang makukuha mong sagot ay kagaya lang din yan. Sir, paano kung hindi? Madali lang, no? No choice. Mag-integrate ka. Tapos, pag may term na nagkaiba, yun yung kokopyahin mo. Na pandagdag sa general solution. Kung may kakaibang term na wala sa kanya. So, that's it. Yun lang. Madali lang. Number 2. Solve the equation y times 2x minus y plus 1 dx plus x times 3x minus 4y plus 3 dy equals 0. Ano ang unang step? Kunin ang mga partial derivatives. So, my, partial derivative niya with respect to y, 2x. Partial derivative ng negative y squared with respect to y, so negative 2y. And then partial derivative ng 1 with respect to y, ng 1. So plus 1 na lang siya. Next, what is now the partial derivative of n with respect to x? So, 3x squared yan. So, magiging 6x minus 4y. Kasi 4xy. And then, 3x with respect to x. So, 3 plus 3. Ayan. Now, ang sunod mong gawin is to, remember, subtract. Kunin mo ngayon yung my minus nx. 2x minus 6x, negative 4x. Negative 2y minus negative 4y. So, negative, negative, positive. So, 4 minus 2 is 2. So, plus 2y. And then, 1 minus 3 is 2. So, negative 2. Ayan. So, this is now my difference. Yan yung my minus nx ko. Remember, ano ang sunod na gagawin? I-divide mo siya either ng m or ng n. Whichever will give us a simpler expression. So, dapat may mag-cancel. Pero pansinin mo, ito kasi, pwede kong isulat na common factor niyan ay negative 2. Yan, negative 2. Okay? So, dito magkakaroon ako ng 2x. Tapos, minus y, and then, plus 1. Diba? Pag ito, dinistribute natin, ito pa rin yung makukuha natin na sagot. And take note, pansinin mo, ayan no? So here, 2x minus y plus 1. 2x minus y plus 1. So kapag ito, dinivide ko niyan, which is m, magiging mas simple yung expression ko. That is why, ang divisor na gagamitin ko this time is m. So my minus nx over m equals, remember, kapag m ang divisor, nakakaroon tayo ng minus sign. So, dapat dito, lagyan mo ng negative para hindi ka magkamali, no? So, kapag ito, dinivide ko ng m, ang matitira ay negative. So, I'll just copy this expression, negative 2 times 2x minus y plus 1 over yung m, is y over 2x minus y plus 1. Ayan, kitang-kita naman natin. Magka-cancel ito. Ayan, nag-cancel na siya. Now, ang matitira sa atin is yung negative of negative, so positive 2 over y na lang. Yan ang aking g of y. Okay, so from here, makukuha ko na ngayon ang aking integrating factor. Ano nga ang integrating factor? U of y equals e to the integral of g of y dy, which is 2 over y dy. Kapag ito in-integrate natin, ang makukuha natin is e raised to 2 ln of y, na pwede kong gawing e to the ln of y squared. Dahil dyan, ang matitirang u of y, which is now my integrating factor, is just y squared. So, ayan, nakuha na natin ngayon yung ating integrating factor. This is my if. So, function of y siya. Ang divisor na ginamit natin ay m. So, kagaya ng nabanggit natin kanina, kapag ang divisor ay n, ang makukuha ay function of x. Pag ang divisor ay m, ang makukuha ay function of y. So, now let's multiply this to the given differential equation to make it exact. The exact DE is now, eto, multiply ko lang siya ng y squared. So, magiging y cube times 2x minus y plus 1 dx plus, ito, i-multiply ko rin siya ng y squared. So, x, y squared times 3x minus 4y plus 3 dy equals 0. Okay, so there is no need for us to test this for exactness kasi sigurado na tayo kung tama naman ang ating integrating factor, which is, I am certain of this answer naman, ang makukuha nating equation ay exact kasi na-prove na natin yan kanina sa derivation. Now, what is the next thing to do? Ayan, dahil exact na siya, mag-integrate na tayo. Kapag in-integrate natin ito, ang makukuha nating f. So, x yun. So, lagay ko dito fx. I-integrate ko lang to. So, here, y will be treated as a constant. So, y cubed times, pag ito in-integrate ko, magiging 2x squared over 2. So, x squared na lang siya. Tapos ito, minus y to the fourth times x. And then, y cubed. So, magkakaroon lang din ng x plus xy cube plus c. Next, I integrate this expression, yung u times n natin, and we represent it simply as y. Okay, so integrating this. So, here I have 3x squared, y squared. So, here, x will be treated as a constant because we are integrating with y. 3x squared. Tapos, itong y squared ay i-integrate natin. Pag in-integrate mo yon, magiging y cube over 3. May 3 dito. So, ang matitira na lang is, sige, sulat ko na, y cube over 3. Para makita natin na nag-cancel yung 3. Diba? So, we integrate the next term. Here, we'll have x, y squared times this. So, my multiplier here will be negative 4x. And here, I will get y squared times y is y cube. Yung y cube, pag in-integrate ko, magiging y to the 4 over 4. Ayan. So, makakancel yung 4 na to. Tapos, yung last term, 3x y cube over 3. 3x y cube over 3. So, makakancel to. And then, plus c. Okay, so meron na tayong fx at meron na tayong fy. Now, let's simplify f sub y para naman maganda siyang tingnan. X squared y cube minus x y to the 4th plus xy cube plus c. Okay. Now, let us get the general solution by looking for a function that is purely in terms of x. So, wala namang purely in terms of x. Meron bang purely in terms of y? Wala. So, pansinin natin na lahat ng tatlong terms na yan ay common. So, yan yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Na kung kinuha mo lang ang partial derivative ng fx, sigurado ako equal yan dun sa isang term na nandito. Okay? So, pag yun ay equal, hindi mo na kailangan mag-integrate kasi ang makukuha mong integral parehas lang din. So, since dito naman madali lang mag-integrate kasi wala namang integration by parts, ginawa natin. So, now let us write the general solution and get the common factor muna. Ano ba ang common factor dito? Xy cube. Ayun. So, xy cube, general solution. So, we have x, y cube times, dito may matitirang x, tapos dito, ang matitira lang is minus y, and then, itong term na ito mismo yon. So, plus 1 na lang siya. Equals c. Okay? So, there you go. This is now our general solution. O, diba? Madali lang. Let us solve another example. Example number 3. Solve the equation y times 4x plus y dx minus 2 times x squared minus y dy equals 0. So, again, the first step is to get the partial of m with respect to y, my. May kasunod nga yan eh. MP. Charot, MIP. Partial of m with respect to y. So, we will have 4x here and then maging y squared yun. So, that's 2y. Ayan. And then yung nx. Ano naman ang partial derivative ng n with respect to x? Ay! Shit. So, negative 4x. Tapos, 0 na yan. Bakit? Kasi nga po, we will treat here y as a constant. So, now, meron na tayong minus. Ang sunod, ang next, pag minusin mo sila, my minus nx, diba? 4x minus negative 4x will have 8x. And then 2y minus 0, 2y na yan. O, diba? Ayan. Tapos pansinin mo, common factor ang 2, diba? So, pwede nating ilabas yung 2. Ang matitira dito is 4x plus y na lang siya. Ang sunod na gagawin is divide mo yan ng either m or n. Ay, pansinin mo ito, oh, magkagaya sila. So, sigurado ako, pa-divide ko ay m. Diba? Divide natin. My minus nx over m. Ay, kapag ang divisor ay m, dapat may negative. Ayun. equals negative of, okay, ito, i-divide ko niyan. So, ang makukuha ko is, magka-cancel to. Negative of 2 over y. Okay. So, this is now my g of y. Tapos, makukuha ko ng integrating factor ko na u of y. Diba? That's e raised to the integral of negative 2 over y dy. Na equal sa e raised to negative 2 ln of y. At itong u of y na yan, pwede ko pang isimplify kasi ito, pwedeng maging exponent ng y. E to the ln of y to the negative 2. Magka-cancel yung e at ln, so y to the negative 2. Okay, so this is now my integrating factor. No? That is purely a function of y. Remember, pag m ang divisor, ang makukuha ay function of y, kaya meron tayong g of y, may negative sign, at ang integrating factor ay function of y. So kapag ito minultiply natin doon, ang makukuha natin ngayon is yung exact na DE na. So sulat ko muna dito ha, exact DE. Ano yung exact DE? Y to the negative 1, kasi ito i-multiply ko ng y to the negative 2, times 4x plus y dx minus, ito multiply ko rin ng if, 2y to the negative 2 times x squared minus y dy equals 0. So, ang sunod na step na is mag-integrate. Kapag ito in-integrate ko, I will treat y as a constant, no? So, meron ako ditong denominator. Yan yung aking f of x muna. F sub x. Integral niyan, no? Na ang variable ay x. So, I will treat y as a constant. So, dapat may denominator akong y doon. 4. So, 4 over y. Tapos ito, i-integrate ko. Magiging x squared over 2. Ayan. So, kita natin, may makakancel dyan. Yung 4 at saka yung 2. Diba? Next. Ito, y to the negative 1 at saka y. So, y to the 0 yan, which is 1. No? Integral ng dx, x na lang. So, lagyan ko dito ng plus x and then plus c. So, let me rewrite the expression fx. So, that's 2x squared over y plus x. Now, let's integrate this term. So, here, the variable is y. So, I will treat x as a constant. So, meron na agad ako ditong, lagay ko yung fy, negative 2x squared. Tapos, ang i-integrate is y to the negative 2. So, magiging y to the negative 1 over negative 1 yun. Y to the negative 1 over negative 1. Tapos, ito, minus minus plus 2. Diba? Ito, y to the negative 2 at saka y. So, magiging y to the negative 1 or 1 over y. Ay, shit! Ano bang integral ng dy over y? Diba? Yun ay ln of y. Yan. Baka kasi gawin mong integration of powers din eh. So, remember, kapag yan ay ginawa mo, magiging 2 dy over y siya. Na pag in-integrate ay 2 ln of y. Ayan. Okay? Now, let us simplify fy. Simplify natin yan. Negative, negative, positive. So, 2x squared over y plus 2 ln y plus c. Okay, so maghanap na tayo ngayon ng general solution. O, dito ko na lang isulat sa taas ha. General solution. Alin ang purely in terms of x? Ito, x. So, sulat mo yon x. Tapos, hanapin mo yung purely in terms of y. 2 ln y or simply ln of y squared. Ayan, 'di ba? And then ang common term sa kanila is ito 2x squared over y. Ayan, 2x squared over y. So, lagay natin dito 'yon. 2x squared over y is equal to c. So ito na yung general solution natin. Ngayon, para magandang tingnan, para walang denominator dito, edi gawin mo na lang siyang or i-multiply mo both sides ng y. So ito na siya. xy plus x ln of y squared plus 2x squared equals c times y. Ayan, kung gusto mo na isang line lang yung general solution mo. Mas maganda siyang tingnan kumpara dito na mayroong denominator. O, di ba? Madali lang. So mag-practice ka lang, gagaling ka rin dyan. Bibilis ka rin. And take note, ingat sa mga algebra, yung pag-multiply natin ng x at y, baka magkamali. Now let us solve the last example for this topic. Solve the equation xy plus 1 dx plus x times x plus 4y minus 2 dy. Okay. Now, assuming exam ito, malabong separable yan kasi tatlong terms yan. Malabong homogeneous yan kasi may constant dito may variable. Ito kaya ay exact. Let us see kung yan ay exact. Kunin natin ngayon yung kanyang my at saka nx. Diba? My equals, ano ang partial derivative nito with respect to y? So, that's just x. X lang, yun na yun. Ito naman, constant na eh. At ano ang partial derivative ng n with respect to x? So, ito ay x squared. So, 2x tapos 4y minus 2. Ayan. So, now, ang sunod na gagawin is isubtract mo yung dalawa. No? So, hindi sila equal. So, that means not exact yan. So, hanapan natin siya ng integrating factor kasi nga siya ay non-exact. So, my minus nx equals x minus 2x is negative x. So, 0 na. So, mababalitan lang yung sign nitong dalawa. Minus 4y plus 2. Okay, so this is my difference. Ang sunod na gagawin is to divide this either by this or... ito ang gagawin kong pan-divide. Bakit? Kasi magkamukha sila, oh. Gawin ko lang yung my minus nx ko ay negative of, ayan, x plus 4y minus 2. O, diba? So, kapag yung my ko, nilabas ko yung negative sign, ito, kamukha na nun. So, dito ang gagamitin kong divisor ay n. Diba? Remember, this is m dx plus n dy. Ano? So, my minus nx divided by, ano nga ito? This is your n equals, so negative yan. Ano? Negative. This divided by, so magka-cancel to. Ang matitira yung 1 over x. Ayan, negative 1 over x. So, this is now my f of x. At dahil alam ko na siya, pwede ko nang makuha yung integrating factor ko na in terms of x, which is e raised to the integral of negative dx over x. Pag in-integrate natin yan, e raised to negative ln of x, or this is simply x raised to negative 1 or 1 over x. Ayan siya. Now, ito i-multiply ko dun sa given para maging exact siya. 'Di ba? So, kapag ka ito multiply ko dun sa given, magiging exact, ang makukuha nating sagot is this times this, makakancel yung x. So, may matitirang y. Y plus 1 over x dx plus so ito mawawala kasi makakancel siya. So, x plus 4y minus 2 dy equals 0. So, ito na nga yung exact equation natin. 'Di ba? Ang sunod mong gagawin is to integrate both terms. So, dito ang ating variable ay x, ang y ay constant. So, xy lang yan. Tapos, plus ln of x plus c. Okay, so this is my f sub x. Ang sunod natin gagawin is to get f sub y. I-integrate mo yan. Ang variable ay y, so constant ang x. So, xy plus, ito magiging 4y squared over 2, which is 2y squared, minus 2y plus c. So, this is now my f sub y. Okay? So, for the general solution, let's get the function that is purely in terms of x. Ito yon, ln x. And then, yung purely in terms of y. Ito, 2y squared minus 2y. And then, yung term na common sa kanilang dalawa. So, xy plus xy is equal to c. So, that's it. This is now our general solution. Ayan. Diba? So, madali lang. So, now na marunong na tayong kumuha ng integrating factor na kinakailangan para maging exact ang isang differential equation na hindi exact, at marunong na rin tayong mag-solve ng mga exact equations, then, ready na kayo para sa susunod na topic. Ang susunod nating topic ay mga first order linear differential equations. So, if you like this video, and sa tingin ninyo, may natutunan kayo at naunawaan nyo ang aking discussion, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so see you once again in my upcoming videos. Bye!